Right, let's all. Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I'm going to break from tradition and not just say the name of the video at the start, but I'm going to say this is one of my favourite Oasis songs and one of my favourite live versions of that. The solo that we're going to do kicks in about 3:45, and as usual with my solos, I'm not necessarily looking to get the tone exactly right. I just want to get the notes as correct as I possibly can. There's a couple of tricky bits in this, particularly later on in the solo. You can really hear the delay come on, and that always makes things a little bit trickier to transcribe, so I've been as accurate as I possibly can be. As usual, again, when we do these things, I'm going to play through the solo first, just the guitar on its own, and then we'll go through the solo note by note. Down below, there will be a link to the original video that I used to transcribe this solo from. English. Anyway, so that's the idea. So next thing you'll hear will be me playing the solo, just a close-up of guitar, me playing the solo. Then I'll go through the solo step by step, and then I'll do the recap at the end. So that's the plan. Let's just crack on. Okay guys, so that was me playing through the solo. You can see it's basically all C major, A minor stuff, exactly what you'd expect from the solo. It's quite different to the solo from the original track as well, which is cool. It's very much kind of improv. Throughout the rest of the song, he does do a lot of these similar ideas as well, which is really cool. So have a listen to the full version. I think it's a really, really great live version of this fantastic song. Anyway, I'll stop waffling, go through it. I'm going to break it up kind of how I break it up in my mind when I'm practicing it, and when I was transcribing it, I should say, and when I was practicing it. I'm just mumbling now. Let's just crack on. So the first bit here, I'm going to unison bend 7th fret on the G and the B. I'm going to go up and down 4 times, and I do that with my 3rd and 4th finger because I know the next note is going to be 5th fret on the G. But I could understand 2nd and 3rd would make sense, or if you can do it all with 1 finger, all of those are fine, but that's how I like to do it. I like to pull down as well, but either way it doesn't really matter, to be honest. 4 times like that. Basically, there's not a lot to say about that. That's what you do. Then 5 on the G, 7 on the D. So there's our root note A. So it's a classic trick to end a lick on the root note. It just makes sense and it sounds good. So why not do it? So that's our first lick. I'll try and do it slowly. The next one is going to be in a very similar position. I'm going to play 5th fret on the G, 7th fret on the D, 5th fret on the G, 7th fret on the G, bend that 7th fret on the G, grab 5th fret on the B, bend that 7th fret down, 5th fret on the G, and then 7th fret on the G, 5th fret on the G, 7th fret on the D. So I'll try and do it a bit faster. Okay, like that. Then I'm going to bar 5th fret on the B and the G. Then I'm going to play 7th fret on the D, bar again, 7th fret on the D, and I'm going to play the bar twice, and 7th fret on the D. Okay, so again I'll do it a bit faster at tempo. Again, not a lot to say about that one. Then on the A string I'm going to hammer on 5 to 7. 5 on the D, 7, 6, 5, then on the A. Then on the A still, open, 3rd fret, the little curl, and then open. Okay, so that's the bit I always think of as the first section of the song. So now I'm going to play that through nice and slowly. Okay, cool. So the next section starts at 3rd fret A, and we're going to play 3rd fret A, open A, 3rd fret A, open A. But the 3rd note, which is the second 3, yeah, we curl. So like that. Then I'm going to do a unison bend. So I'm going to play 5th fret on the B, 7th fret on the G, bend them together. But I'm going to keep the B string stationary, bend the G string, I should say, bend them together. What a moron. So keep the B string stationary, bend the 7th fret together. Do it twice. 7 on the G, 5 on the G, back to the root note, 7 on the D. I'll give you a little zoom in close up of that. So, bit of manual zoom there. So we've got, and then we do it again. Okay, then for the 3rd bit, we do this bit exactly the same. And we've got this. And really what I'm actually doing here is I'm doing this unison bend as before, B string, 5th fret stationary, bend the 7th fret on the G, and I'm kind of just down up strumming. But what it ends up sounding like is you go bend, B string, bend, B string, little bend. Like that, so slowly. So it's a little bit of a weird section because it's quite strummy and it's not supposed to be really accurate, I don't think, but it's supposed to sound right. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense in my brain. So that's what I'm doing. I'm down upping that whole thing. So I'm going to go down up, down up, down up, and the bend is just like a little bend. You know, I'm not so worried about getting perfect intonation on it. I just want to get that feeling of a bend each time. Let me do that bit nice and slowly as well. Okay, so because I'm just down upping, it's nice and easy to go to the next bit, which is just another bend at 5 and 7. So 5 stationary, 7 bend. Then the same idea, but 7 and 9. Then 8 and 10. Then 10 and 12. But these 3 are just like that, just moving up the fretboards, just once on each. And then up here, I'm going to go. So it's a very similar thing that I did on 5 and 7, where I'm down strumming, up strumming. So I'm playing the unison bend, then grabbing the B string again. But I'm going to do it kind of three pairs of that. So I'm going to go. Sounds better, obviously, full tempo, not surprisingly, but that's how it fits together. Then I'm going to stay at 10 and 12 and do 3 unison bends together. Da, da, da. And then I'm going to do this downy, uppy, strummy thing, but only twice. Like that. It might be another note in there. You might have grabbed that 10 a second time. I didn't put it in my tab, but I was umming and ahhing about it. When you slow tracks download, sometimes it's hard to hear exactly. So, yeah. I think this is right though. This is how I've been playing it as well. So that little section there from the walk up, it's going to be walk up. Okay, then we walk back down again. 10 and 12, 8 and 10, 7 and 9, 5 and 7. Then when we get here, we're going to play 5 on the G, hammer onto 7, pull off to 5, then 7 on the D, then the same lick again, 5, 7, 5 on the G, 7 on the D. Okay, then I'm going to do on the D, 5 to 7, I like to do this as a hammer, then 5 on the G, then bend 7 on the G, 7, 5, 7, 5. Okay, so let me play that bit through. We're going to go back down to start with, so. Okay, so from the 5th fret on the G, I'm actually going to do 2 very quick 5th frets, like that, to move into the next bit. You could miss those out and it wouldn't matter, but he definitely does them. And then I'm going to do the unison bends back up to 10 and 12. So I'm going to go 5 and 7, 7 and 9, 8 and 10, 10 and 12. So that little section there is just going to be... Now, this is a bit that I found with the delay on. It's hard to tell whether I've got a little smidge of delay on. You can hear like that second note coming in, and I think that's what's going on. I don't think he's playing any extra notes. He's getting ready to move his hand, so I think he just stops on that 10 and 12 there. That's what I think. If you think differently, please feel free to put down in the comments. You know, I've had that in other videos where people have said, oh, I think this bit is this. And, you know, sometimes they're right, sometimes they're not. But I think it's really good to get that share of information out there. Because I don't, you know, always try and be perfect. But sadly, not always. But I think that's right. I think that's right. But I'd be happy to have a discussion about it. Anyway, you can see I've moved. As the professional as I am, I've done it whilst also recording. You know me, probably. So we're now going to move right up here. So obviously this is the classic trick when you're kind of, you start at minor pentatonic position 1 down here, then you just move 12 frets and do the same thing up here. He does this all the time. 17 and 19, 17 on the B, 19 on the G. He would play it here, he wouldn't play it at 12 and 5. If you see tabs with him playing at 12 and 5, I've never seen him on a live video do it at 12 and 15. It's always 17 and 19. Even when he plays it in Don't Look Back in Anger, for example, people might transcribe it there. It's not. It's 17, 19. That's where he plays it live. Anyway, as you can tell, it's a bugbear of mine. So we're going to do 3 bends there. Classic Noel Gallagher. Now, another bend, grab the B string, another bend, then 19 on the G, 17, and then 19 on the D. That A note, that root note, again, we end on the root note. A lot of the same things going on here, guys. So let me do that bit nice and slow. Now this bit, cool, love that bit. Very similar to what we did earlier, but the other way round. We're going to go 19th fret on the D, the root note A. Then we're going to play 17th fret on the B and the G. Then I'm going to do that again and again. As I say, earlier on we went. This time we're going. It's just interesting. Same idea, it's the same concept, but just kind of the other way around. Anyway, from there we're going to go into this lick. 19 on the D, 17 on the G, 19 on the G. Then I'm going to bend 19 up, down, pull off to 17, 19 on the D. Okay, cool lick. If you could take one lick out of this, take that one, it's a good one. So let me do that little bit nice and slowly. Okay, cool. So we're getting up to the final bit now. This next lick is another really nice one. I mean, how good is that? So on the D string, 17 to 19 hammer, 17 on the G, 19 on the G. We're going to bend that note up and down, 19 on the G, up and down. Then 17 to 19, then 17. Great lick. Let me do it slowly for you. Sounds cool with the delay, but a bit weird slow. Anyway, the next bit is the bit I had the most trouble with through the whole thing. So let's go through it. It's a really cool idea. It's a little bit different to the whole rest of the solo, but yeah, it's really nice. 17 on the G. On the B, I'm going to play 17, hammer onto 18. 19 on the G. 17 on the G. 19 on the G. 17 on the G. 2 19s on the D. Again, that root note. So I'll do it slowly. I'll split these up because they're a bit weird. Okay, so that one played slowly. The next bit's similar but slightly different. We start with the hammer on 17 to 18 on the B, 17 on the B, on the G, 19 then 17, 20 on the B, it sounds like a pull-off. 18 to 17 on the B, then 17 again, 17 on the G. Okay, then I'm going to play 20 on the B, 17 on the G, 18 on the B, 17 on the G, then 17 on the B, 17 on the G, and again. So let me do that bit nice and slowly, and then we'll do the final short lick. And the final short lick, I'm going to play on the B string 17, 18, 17, 19 on the G, 17 on the G. I think it then hammers and pulls off the 17, and then you go to an A sus2. I'll do that. I did it slowly, but I'll do it slowly without me talking. Okay. Hi guys, thanks for watching. If you've made it this far through the video, well done. It's a really cool version. I'm going to try and do some live Oasis transcriptions every few weeks, so hopefully there'll be some more going into the playlist as we go. Yeah, thanks for watching. As usual, I do my bit at the end. I know people always do it at the start, but it always annoys me at the start, so I do it at the end, so I guess no one ever hears it. But anyway, you can see the links down below, the link to my Patreon, the links to Instagram, Twitter and Facebook as well. Please feel free to check all of those out. If you have any questions, put them in the comments or message me or whatever, you know. Anyway, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful. And I'll see you guys again soon for some more probably live Oasis songs. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye-bye.